Hey, Scott Radigan here, and today we're dismantling the number one myth that I see being fed and told to functional medicine providers when they're trying to start and grow their practice. So, we, with my wife, we help mentor doctors from all around the country, help build up membership practices. And what we find between that and between functional lawyers membership and all of the people that I counsel over there, we found that this myth comes up over and over again that you need to niche down your practice and kind of focus on one group or another. And this isn't just strictly a functional medicine issue. It's most marketers try to help most business owners kind of focus on what they want to do, and that is good advice generally. But when you go to apply it, it's a little bit harder to do. So, how can you pick a niche if you're either brand new to practicing functionally, or you're not entirely sure what you like right now, but you're happy to help serve anybody that comes in the door as you get growing? And that's fine too. It's almost like going to college for the first time and trying to pick a major, and not really having a whole lot of direction and or experience in any of the major categories from a practical standpoint. So you all might have gone to college with the clear intention that you're going to be a doctor or a provider someday, and that's what you went to. You had to go pre-med. That makes it really easy, right? If your goal is to become a doctor, you pick that. But a good chunk of the kids at college don't know at 17 years old what they want to do with the rest of their life. I mean, who does, besides a very select few people? And so the same kind of goes for you as a functional medicine provider. How can you know what you like to work with unless you have had some experience helping those people or those kinds of people? Now, if you found functional medicine because you cured yourself of a certain condition and you want to help other people just like you, and your story is going to help you convey that message that you understand what they're going through, you can have empathy rather than sympathy. And you know that that's kind of going to be fulfillment for you, fine, go ahead, niche down from day one, excellent. But for the majority of you that aren't quite sure, you just know that this is the style of medicine that you originally went to med school for or started out at pre-med and undergrad for, like this is why you wanted to become a doctor in the first place. How do I do it? Definitely don't niche down until you know exactly what you like to deal with. For us, my wife's practice is not niched down at all, and we're doing just fine on a 3-month wait list. Other people may not like that generalist attitude, and they want to be really good at the Bredesen protocol because they had a parent or family member, or they have a history of that in their family or in their spouse's family, and they really want to prevent people from having to go through that traumatic of a family disease, right? But unless you really know exactly what you want to do, don't stress out about niching down. You can figure it out later. You may go into it like lots of college kids thinking that you want to be pre-med and then realizing quickly that that's not for you. So you may think, yeah, my mom had Alzheimer's and that's terrible. But then when you get into it and you start working with Bredesen's protocol every day, you find that that's not what you ultimately want to do. You really actually prefer helping women that are perimenopausal get through that, because now you've started to go through that, and that's fine too. So the point of this week's content is not to say don't niche down if you already know what you're doing. The point is that if you don't yet know what you like or who you'd like to serve or what conditions you would like to treat most, then don't feel pressure to niche down because you're hearing this elsewhere. You have plenty of time to figure it out. And in the meantime, you can help serve the people that you know how to serve. And that is, I know because I'm married to a functional medicine provider, and because you either are or you're about to be one. They're all starting with the same kind of general gut cleanup, diet cleanup, cleanup around their environment, managing stress and managing sleep. Then you can work on the actual underlying autoimmune condition they have, or whatever their prime complaint is. Everybody kind of starts the same. So you have time to figure out what you like to treat. And when you get to a point like we are, where you're on a wait list and where you can turn away people who you don't like to work with, that's just as important too. So when you were a kid and you were figuring out what you want to do, what you don't want to do, this was the same thing at law school. It's just as important to rule out what you don't like as it is to figure out what you do like. So if you absolutely don't like mold patients because they're really complex and that's a really tough patient to deal with, then that's one thing you can rule out once you've kind of built up a following and you don't need to take everybody. So to recap, if you already know what you want to do and you're happy to niche down, fine, go for it. More power to you. And a lot of people are jealous that you already know with conviction what you like. So good for you. If you don't know, don't stress out or let it hold you back from starting your practice, because as you gain experience with each type of person or each type of condition, you'll learn to eliminate the things you don't like, and you'll discover the things that are the most rewarding and that bring you the most joy along the way. Then at that point, you can stay general and be fine, or you can then narrow it down to the people that you like. And there's always time to pivot and change. The decision you make today doesn't have to be your practice for the next 30 years or so. You can always pivot or start a new marketing campaign a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. So again, if you know what you want to do, great. If you don't, also great. Just get started and figure out what you like and don't like. And then from there, you can grow your practice one patient at a time and then narrow it down later. Hope that's been helpful for you. Like and subscribe, please, or send me a note if you have any questions or comments, and comment below, and we'll see you in the next video.